Assalamu alaikum. I am Tanzila Khanam and this is Psychology Basics Intermediate Lectures of Psychology. We are taking lectures about developmental psychology. Today we will study the first theory of cognitive development that is included in your syllabus, Jean Piaget's theory of cognitive development. Jean Piaget was a Swiss psychologist who presented his theory of cognitive development. This theory suggests that children's intelligence undergoes changes as they grow. His work is regarded as the cornerstone in the field of developmental psychology. In the 1920s, Piaget was translating intelligence tests that were written in English into French. He became interested in the wrong answers given by children. On the basis of these wrong logical reasonings, he proposed new assumptions about the intelligence of children. The number one is children think differently from adults. Until this point in history, children were considered merely smaller versions of adulthood. The second one is that the children are not passive learners. They actively build up their knowledge about environment. And the third assumption of his theory was the most effective way to understand children's reasoning is to think from their point of view. He used observations and clinical interviews as well as naturalistic observations of his own three children and recorded their developmental changes with time. He believed that children are little scientists who observe and experiment on the surroundings, their surrounding environment, and cognitive development in children occurs in different stages. Early stages involve processes based upon actions, and later it progresses to changes in mental operations. The child goes through these stages one at a time. None of the stages can be skipped and they must happen in the right order. Piaget based his theory on some main concepts that are as follows. The first main concept of Piaget's theory is schema. Schema refers to the mental image of the object. It is also called concept or reflection. Schemas are basic units of our information that serve as building blocks of cognitive development. These schemas are based on past experiences and are organized to use for future experiences. Initially, the child begins with simple schemas that gradually transform into more complex ones. For example, sparrow, ball, cat, all are a child's schemas. The second main concept is operation. Operation refers to the mental activity that takes place when a child repeats schema in its mind. Next comes the process of assimilation. It is the third main concept of Piaget's theory. Assimilation is a process in which a child incorporates new information in existing schema. Um, uh, the new experiences are expanding the already formed schemas. Now we will understand is with some examples. A child has a schema of sparrow. A sparrow is something that flies in the air. In the process of assimilation, a child comes to know that each flying object is a sparrow, whether it is a crow, an aeroplane, a kite, etc. For him, they all are sparrows. Similarly, a child makes a schema of a cat, an animal with four legs and a tail. Now, for him, each four legged animal with a tail is a cat, whether it is a dog, cow, or horse. In this way, the child expands the same schema to new similar objects. This process is called assimilation. Accommodation is another process in the formation of schemas. When the child modifies a previously learned schema after new experiences, this process is called accommodation. For example, when the child comes to know that sparrow and crow are two different birds, even though they both fly, it is called accommodation. Similarly, when the child can differentiate between different animals with their differences of size, colors, even though they have four legs and tail, but cat is different from dog and dog is different from horse. The child makes new separate schemas for all of them. This process is called accommodation. Now, Jean Piaget presented four stages of cognitive development that we will study one by one. It is an orderly process ranging from simple to complex changes, cognitive changes. As child grows in age, now we study them in the same order one by one. The first stage in Piaget's theory is sensory motor stage that lasts from birth to 2 years. It is also called infancy. The mental activity and schema of a newborn is limited to only sensory motor actions. They know the world through movements, reflex actions, sensations, etc. Their learning about the world occurs through basic processes like sucking, grasping, looking, listening, etc. The child repeats these actions only for sake of pleasure. But till the end of the stage, the child repeats this action to see the results of its doings. During infancy, schemas are formed only for those objects that are within the sight of a child. When an object goes out of sight, it is vanished for the child. But an important development at this stage, according to Piaget, is object permanence or object constancy. It is the understanding that objects continue to exist even when they cannot be seen. At this point, if you hide the toy of a child, he will try to find it out. During this stage, children not only learn to perform physical actions like crawling, walking, but they also learn about basic language. And this is done by their interaction with other people around them. The second stage in Piaget's theory is the pre-operational stage that lasts from 2 to 7 years. It is also called early childhood. Emergence of language is the hallmark of this stage. The children begin to think symbolically and learn to use pictures to represent objects. The children are capable of drawing, making excuses, and thinking about concrete objects. But abstract concepts are still out of their range. At this stage, children learn through pretend play, like being a thief, a policeman, a teacher, a doctor, etc. They are able to imitate others and learn different skills. Some other important abilities that children learn are: number one, centration. When a child classifies things in accordance with only one quality or aspect of them and ignores the other, it is called centration. For example, everything that moves on wheels is a vehicle. Similarly, his father is only his papa and not the friend of someone else, not uncle of someone else. This is called centration. Another ability in or another quality in this stage is egocentrism. It is a quality when a child cannot understand the other's point of view. He approaches everything according to its own self. For example, if father is upset and the child will give him his own favorite toys to soothe him, because he himself feels comfort when he is upset. So this is called egocentrism. The third stage in Piaget's theory is concrete operational stage that lasts from 7 to 11 years and also called middle childhood. In this stage, children are able to use logic, but this logical reasoning is still confined to concrete events. They begin using inductive reasoning from specific to a general principle. For example, if their one friend is rude and they find another friend is rude and the third one is also behaving rudely, they conclude that friends are always rude. This is called inductive reasoning. They begin to during this stage, children also become less egocentric and begin to think about how other people might think. They begin to understand the concepts of conservation and reversibility. Now, what is conservation? Conservation is the logical thinking ability that allows a person to determine that a certain quantity will remain the same despite adjustment of the shape, container, or apparent size. For example, the child comes to know that if one glass of water is poured into a jug or a big container, it does not get less in quantity. Rather, it will only change its shape. Quantity remains the same. This is called conservation. The another important ability that the child learns during this stage is reversibility. It is a process where child learns that some things that have been changed can be returned to their original state. For example, frozen water that is ice can be changed to liquid again. Or if a paper is folded in the shape of a plane, it can be unfolded like before. So this is the ability of reversibility. Decentration is also a major change during this stage according to Piaget. In this process, the child begins to view things from two or more perspectives. For example, his father is not only his papa, but also he is his cousin's uncle, and his mother's husband. Next come the final stage of cognitive development of the child. This lasts from 12 and up. It is also called late childhood. This final stage of Piaget's theory includes the ability to think about abstract ideas. The children begin to think abstractly and reason about hypothetical problems. They begin to think more about moral, philosophical, ethical, social, and political issues. that require theoretical and abstract reasoning. At this point, they are capable of seeing multiple potential solutions to a problem and think more scientifically about the world around them. It is important to note that Piaget viewed the cognitive development as a qualitative change, not as a quantitative change. He stressed on how children think as they grow and pass these four stages. Piaget's theory helped us understand how children thinking develops. It emphasized the children are not passively absorbing the information, but they are active learners. And they actively explore and experiment. And learn how the world works. So, this was the Piaget's theory of cognitive development. Hope you found it helpful. If so, please like and share the video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.